Good evening, everyone. My name is Tom. Welcome to Cinema Attacks. Tonight we're going to be talking about the 1995 film Spanish horror comedy, black comedy, Day of the Beast, directed by Alex de la Iglesia, I believe is how you pronounce it. And I'm here with Scott from the No Solution YouTube channel. If people aren't aware, hello, Scott. You can
Hi, thanks for having me.
introduce yourself.
I'm a middle-aged guy talking about metal records in my basement. I thought there was a gap in the YouTube community for that, so I'm here to fill it.
And yes, fill it indeed, you do. And Eli, Dark Hymns of the Cold North.
Hello. Yeah, good to be here, guys. Tom, I meant to ask you, are we going to I know like sometimes you'll show a record that you're excited about or something. Do you want to do that? Or because I have like two things that are kind of like would go with the theme tonight, if you're cool with that.
A record?
Yeah. Like I got a gift from our buddy Rick recently, and it's a soundtrack. So not to this movie though, but it's just be cool.
Sure, I have a good one, but it's pornographic. Is that going to be a problem?
No, man, this is your show.
My mom is watching. I would rather you didn't.
Okay. I have to remember where I put it though.
Yeah.
So I showed off the record store day purchases.
Yeah.
And so there was one in particular that I wanted, which was a Dwarves picture disc.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So it's basically songs from Blood, Guts, and Pussy, or B-sides before that album came out, something or other.
That's a great album.
And at the mall near my work, randomly there's like a retro store, and they had a copy of it filed in the metal section.
Okay.
And they have a record store day section. And this was like the day after or 2 days after record store day. So
that's great.
But this
that's
in
awesome.
terms
that's
of
the one thing that I was actually tempted by.
And I don't have any. I maybe have one or two picture discs. I don't really buy them, but this is it.
That's awesome.
That's worth it.
That looks great. That's a great picture disc.
Yeah, if you have, I have some. I was going to show off some movies that I bought recently.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
You said Eli, there was something you wanted to.
Yeah.
You have over there.
Yeah. So I just got Rick, Dreadful Minutes. Rick, you guys both know, sent me just completely randomly because his Rick, sent me the Witch soundtrack.
Wow.
I mean, I love the movie, but this soundtrack is, I just love this. One of my favorite soundtracks of like, the last, actually probably ever. Mark Corvin is the guy's name. I don't know exactly what other movies he scored, but this was my first time hearing him, and I just love his style. So much to the point where I don't know if you guys have ever noticed or have had this experience, but like I've seen other composers kind of like rip off his style. So that's when you've made it, right? When someone else is emulating you. So yeah.
Yeah, that happens. That happens a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
In terms of like trends and scores, like the big one was the Inception.
Oh yeah, Inception.
And like every trailer. Yeah.
Yeah. Legendary.
Then, it just seems that always just happens.
Yeah.
John Williams, like in the 80s, a lot of scores sounded like John Williams.
Damn right, yeah. And then I'll just real quick, I'll just show this. I picked this up yesterday. I don't know if you guys, Scott, I think maybe I've talked to you about this movie, but I got the soundtrack to May.
Oh yeah, Awesome.
Yeah, the TerraVision put this out. It's a double LP gatefold. It's so cool. I won't spend any more time on it, but yeah, I was just super happy to have it. Found it yesterday.
I'll be honest. I love the movie, but I can't recall the score. Exactly.
But when I saw it, I was like, okay, I have to have this just because I love the movie so much. Yeah, I don't honestly, I don't have like a relationship with the score or anything. Just like, okay, I'm sure it's cool.
Yeah, I like the movie a lot, but I haven't seen it since it came out, so I do not remember the score either.
Yeah, I'll be listening to it.
What are you doing, buddy? Sorry, my cat is begging for attention down here.
Oh, of course.
I'm sure my cat will show up at some point.
Yes.
To complain.
Yeah.
So I got something really cool in the mail today,
Ooh.
but I haven't watched any of it. And this is a box set. This is the Jorg Buttgereit box set.
From Arrow, looks like, huh?
Yeah, from Arrow.
That's fancy. Wow.
And it slides out, and then it comes with a strip of 16 millimeter film.
Whoa.
So Jorg Buttgereit, or however you pronounce it, this is Necromantic 2, Der Todesking, and Schramm. So it's those 4 movies.
Some hard watches in there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
So this is exclusive to the Arrow website.
Oh, wow.
Apparently. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to diving into that. I have like those first 3 I have on VHS, so I haven't watched them in any better format than that.
Yeah.
The first movie, Necromantic, it's like a necrophilia art house shock movie that was kind of it was shot in Super 8, and this guy's German also. It's shot in Super 8 and was kind of like a midnight movie, cult movie.
Yeah. Are those his only 4 films he ever did, or is that just 4 that kind of go together?
I know it also includes short films. I don't know if he did. I haven't seen any. At least I haven't seen anything since then.
Yeah.
Since whenever, like the mid '90s. Whenever. These are the only 4 I've seen. So I don't know
I've
if
only
he
seen
has
the
been.
Necromantic stuff.
Oh.
Never seen the others. Yeah.
I've seen. What was the third one? The Death King? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I've seen that. I don't really remember it. I will say, when I saw Necromantic, I rented it from a local video store, and something about the Super 8 film and the black and white, it kind of screwed me up. Like, this is like, I should not be watching this. No. And even though the second one's in color and is like more explicit, I guess, that first one is just completely unnerving. It's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, I watched the first one with the girl, and she when they skinned the rabbit, she ducked out.
I don't blame her.
That was maybe 20 minutes in.
Yeah, like, oh boy, you're in for a ride.
Yeah. It's a pretty gross movie, to say the least.
Yeah. And there is.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'll go. Oh yeah. One other note is that I have on VHS. There is a making of documentary about Necromantic 2. I don't think that it's on there, but I have to.
That'd be cool.
But I have that on VHS. It's called Corpse Fucking Art.
Oh, like the band. Okay.
So but maybe it's on there just in a different name or split up or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I have Necromantic 2. I don't have the first one. I've seen it.
I will say I like the second one better.
It's more cohesive. Like, it's less of a mess, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I have I won't grab it now, but I have a some Blu-ray from a couple years back. I don't know if either of you guys have seen it. It came with some cool like art prints, like a poster. What do you call them? Like the size, postcard size art prints, and like they're so gross. Like one of them's like a hand drawn, commission from some artist where it's like the pickle jar with like a bunch of dicks in it and stuff. But it's hand drawn in like a cartoony style, so it's pretty cool. And there's a few others, but yeah, is a pretty good release, just for those things.
And then Scott, you were mentioning something.
Oh, I didn't know if we were going to talk about other things, so I just brought some movies that I've watched recently. I'll do these two quick because this is the same director, Nacho Vigalondo.
Yeah.
Time Crimes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Open Windows. I know he did Colossal, which is like the big Hollywood movie. I haven't seen that, but
yeah.
So
Colossal is the kaiju thing that mimics what's her face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
I knew her name till now. Now I don't know.
Yeah. Lori, or no, not Lori. Annie Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
Time Crimes.
I want to see that.
Time Crimes is excellent. I haven't seen that other one.
Neither.
Yeah. So, if you can see, there's a movie gallery sticker on here. When movie gallery closed here, I went and they were basically giving movies away. It was like 8 movies for $5, so I just went crazy. And I've got, if I could move the camera, I've got a stack to the ceiling over here of movie gallery movies I've never watched. But so anyway, I pulled this out of the stack, and yeah, what a fun movie.
Yeah, so good.
Really, really fun time travel movie with obviously no budget, but they really made it work. It's more about the ideas and yeah, I was very, very, very happy to have finally watched this and to have it. So then, I think this was a Dollar Tree purchase for $1. This was in 2010, 2012, 2014, I guess. So we got Elijah Wood and Sasha Grey, who I don't know who that is. Apparently, she's an unknown actress.
Yeah.
Famous from Steven Soderbergh's The Girl Experience.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's where I've heard of her. Right.
Yeah.
So
Indie Darling.
Indie Darling Sasha Grey.
Yeah, she's got literally hundreds of acting credits.
Oh really? I'll have to check those out.
Maybe thousands.
So this falls under the category of maybe too ambitious. It's kind of a found footage movie, but it's all on Elijah Wood's laptop. So he's like filming. He has a webcam on himself, and then these windows keep opening up of other things happening, and so everything you see is from his screen. The concept is he runs a fan site for Sasha Grey's character, who's this famous actress, and he's in town. She's at a convention, and he's in town because he won a contest. He gets to have dinner with her and interview her. Then he gets a call from somebody claiming to be her publicist that says, "Oh, it's been canceled." And he's upset, obviously. And the guy goes, "Oh yeah, she's a fucking bitch. Here, download this and this, And then he downloads a program, and then it's a camera from above the convention table, so you can see down her top. And he's like, "Oh, this will be good for your website." And then things keep spiraling out of control until there's people running around with guns and people trying to kidnap him. And I think it's too long. It should have been like a 40-minute movie for what it is, because you're just constantly opening windows on a computer, and then it gets really super twisty at the end to where it doesn't even make sense. So I don't know. I would definitely not recommend this unless you're a fan of the director or possibly Miss Grey, the indie darling. But yeah, for $1, I wasn't mad that I had it and watched it, but I definitely Time Crimes of the two is far superior.
Yeah, so it wasn't so bad. You try to return it to Dollar Store and get your demand the Dollar Tree, demand your money back.
Yeah, they probably don't even do cash refunds. It'd probably have to be store credit or something.
Mine I don't think even has movies anymore. So Eli, it might end up in a box going to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have a few of your dollar store movies.
Thank you, James, for showing up, our biggest fan. So
Hey,
he's
James.
asking about Maxine. I think well, I know I did. I really loved it actually.
Yeah.
And I think Eli, I
Yeah, we
think
all
we're
liked
kind of
it.
similar.
Yeah, Scott liked it too.
I know a
I,
lot of people, and I know a lot of people didn't like the ending that in terms of the reveal.
yeah, I'm in that category.
It wasn't great. Then yeah, the reveal wasn't maybe not super clever, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's my least favorite of the three, but I still liked it.
Sam Hurley's favorite, yeah.
I would say X is. I really like all three,
Yeah.
a lot. I would say X is probably my favorite. But I don't know. I didn't, but I was not that big a fan of House of the Devil. Is that the name of it? There's so many
Sure,
movies called
yeah.
like House of the Demon,
I know.
or
Oh,
similar, or
yeah, House of the Devil. Yeah,
House of the
Yeah.
Devil. I was, I've never been a big fan of that one, but I like the Innkeepers
Yeah, me too. I seemed like
a
a
lot.
lot of people didn't really like that one. I enjoyed it.
I like that a lot more than House of the Devil for some reason. Um, yeah, but
I need to check out his Western. The Ty West did a Western. I heard it's pretty cool.
yeah, I
oh,
haven't seen that.
Ethan Hawke one.
Yeah, you seen it?
Yeah, it's decent.
Decent? Okay.
It's worth seeing.
Okay.
I wouldn't rave about it, but it's good.
Yeah, yeah.
And another thing I just got and I just watched, just the movie though, is the super deluxe, mega deluxe 4K of the Beyond Lucio Fulci's 1981 horror
Let-
Damn.
movie, and it's 6 discs.
Holy shit.
What?
Yeah, but
Endless.
I haven't looked at what's on there, and it comes in. You pull it out, and it's the Book of Ibon,
Nice.
which is really cool.
That is cool.
I saw that sold out super quick, so good job getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it does have the soundtrack is one of the discs. And this, it's probably, well, it's like a top 2 Fulci movie. It's just
Yeah.
a woman inherits a hotel in New Orleans, and then there's a gate to hell in the basement, and then the plumber comes over to fix a leak, and he accidentally opens it, and then just shit goes bonkers, and then the movie ends, basically.
Yeah.
But I say that as a compliment.
Yeah. And then you say it's Italian, and people are like, "Oh, okay."
But when people complain like those Italian horror movies don't make any sense,
Yeah.
that's
They don't
this
always
is
have to.
this is one of those movies, and I
Yeah.
say, good.
That's why it works. I think.
Yeah.
I have the Grindhouse, the old Grindhouse one that's 2 discs and the soundtrack. I'm fine with that. I don't think I need to upgrade it, but I'm not a Fulci fan really in general. Besides, I mean, The Beyond I think is by far his best movie. And we used to have an Alamo Draft House here, and they did a Halloween marathon where all the movies were secret. And I went and they showed the fucking Beyond. I was so happy. Oh my gosh, that was such a great theatrical experience to see it on the big screen. But we
Yeah.
don't have an Alamo Draft House anymore because we can't have good things here.
Yeah. I always wish. Yeah, I wish we had one. They look so cool. I think I like City of the Living Dead a little more, but yeah, I like Beyond.
Yeah, there's the Arlington Draft House that's sort of or an hour away from me, but I've only been there for screening or a couple screenings of stuff that I worked on.
Okay.
'Cause it's not really convenient to go there, but it's really cool.
Where are you, Tom? I guess I don't know.
I'm in Baltimore, but I used to live in
okay.
Northern Virginia.
Okay.
So the Draft House is a little ways outside of DC.
Okay.
So
Yeah, they would have, like Vinegar Syndrome screenings of like old shitty horror movies. And the thing is, if I didn't work nights, I would have been there 5 nights a week just seeing random stuff. But
Yeah,
I would go. I went to see Don't Go in the Woods Alone one time because I had a random night off, and it was like me and one other person. Like it was just this town did not support it at all. So
Don't Go in the Woods Alone is hilarious.
yeah, it is hilarious.
When I was like probably 8 or 9, I was at the video store with my mom. You remember the cover? It says the sign that says "Don't go in the woods alone," and there's a woman's severed head on the sign.
Yeah.
So I tried to get my mom asked me, it's like, "Is there anything you want to rent?" It was just a tiny video store, and I saw that cover, and I'm like, well, if you want an honest answer, this is what I want to see.
If there's any chance.
You were cool.
But I presented it like, I know there's no chance you're going to rent this for me, but I'll be honest for once.
Yeah.
This is what I actually want to see, is a woman's severed head.
She asked you.
Yes, he's a god here, and so is Old Bay.
Gonna go to Baltimore just because John Waters. That'd be cool.
I've met his sister because I worked at a video store and she was a customer. So
those were the days.
And it took me a while to figure out that it was John Waters' sister, but she would come in and be like, "Oh, my complaining about her brother, like, oh, he doesn't want to go to this thing," and then I realized that she was talking about John Waters.
Man, he's such a cult director that almost makes you like a celebrity, like you have that story. That's pretty cool.
Right.
Oh, and then you had the murder party guy too.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is just a technical thing. I just noticed my shirt's backwards. Do I need to flip my camera somehow, or is that just how this is?
I think there's a way to do it.
There's a mirror option.
I guess it doesn't. Yeah,
it doesn't matter. I did just for next time.
Really.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and then I forgot his name, but he was also
I remember you saying that once.
Huh?
I remember you saying that once, so I've never forgot it.
Yeah, the guy that stars in Murder Party, he was, I forgot his name, Sandy, I think, but that's not what he's billed in the movie. He would come in a lot and actually recommend stuff to me a lot, like really good movies.
That's really cool. I love it.
Yeah, what's that sign on Raw? Dyslexia 613. Do you remember that? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, so you were talking about Fulci. He's very hit and miss because he directed a ton of movies. He directed I don't know if it still exists, but he directed a Chet Baker comedy.
That sounds weird.
So if you know Chet Baker, I'm a Chet Baker fan. It's an Italian comedy starring Chet Baker, basically playing himself.
I just can't picture Fulci directing a comedy. That's kind of. I mean, I get that like those. You could find some humor maybe sometimes, but like a full-on comedy, that's wacky.
I mean, I think he was just kind of whoever was
director for hire. Yeah, that's true. It's not like it was his project that he wrote and stuff. But yeah,
because he did all kinds of stuff until he sort of got pegged to the horror genre because he made westerns. There's that movie Conquest, which is that weird fantasy movie. But then he's, after a while, he pretty much was just doing horror because that's what, after Zombie, that was a big hit.
He got pigeonholed and
Yeah, I would go beyond top. then Zombie, then City of the Living Dead, and then after that, I can't really say there's any I like. Really, I mean, House by the Cemetery has its moments, but
yeah, it's solid.
I'm not that into it.
I would say number one, House by the Cemetery.
Really?
Number two, the Beyond. 3, City of the Living Dead. And then there's there's like a Lizard in a Woman's Skin, The Psychic, Don't Torture a Duckling, Zombie, and New York Ripper.
Oh yeah, he did New York Ripper, and James just popped up. Yeah,
I can't with the New York Ripper. I can't.
I've never seen the whole thing. But
I bought it. I never seen it. It was like Suncoast had it marked down or something, and a Fulci movie, and I bought it, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
I don't think I've seen any Fulci movies outside of the ones we just named. Unfortunately, I'm still kind of a noob with the Italian stuff.
The Psychic with Jennifer O'Neill is a good. Other than there's a single gore scene, which is just forced in there. It's actually a pretty good kind of thriller. Although the title of the movie kind of gives it away, unfortunately.
Oh,
but the original,
it's like naming your movie "Soylent Green is made of people."
Yeah,
because that's like part of the twist. You're not supposed to know that there's psychic. But the original Italian title is "Murder to the Tune of 7 Black Notes."
I like it.
Oh, that's a much cooler title.
Yeah, that's way cooler. Yeah. So yeah, I'll have to check that. I actually, you said Don't Torture a Duckling. I actually have that because I'm definitely a noob with the giallo stuff. Super noob. I've seen like only a few giallos, so I am kind of like going down that path next, I think.
Yeah, I'm a big giallo fan, I would say.
Okay. You'll be my guide then for the recommendations.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Fulci, did a whole album about New York Ripper.
Really?
So,
oh, the band, yeah.
Oh, the band.
That was their their last album. Was just all New York Ripper.
I like it.
Homage or whatever.
Yeah, and then the last one they did was Zombie, I think, right? Like a zombie homage. I've only seen their covers and stuff.
One of the I don't remember which album it was, but they did do those. Only 2 I've heard. The one it's based on Zombie, and the last one that's based on New York Ripper.
Yeah, it's fun. It reminds me of those Razorback bands that would do that kind of thing too. Back in the day, they would like the Corpse Fucking Art and the Altar of Giallo and stuff. I always thought was fun.
All right, I have another movie. This is more Italian.
Ooh, nice.
This is Absurd, which is a strange title.
Okay.
So I had only seen this. This was released on VHS in the US as Monster Hunter, and it has a bunch of different titles. Are you guys aware of the movie Anthropophagus?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, this is the sequel.
Oh.
I thought the cover that you showed, I was like that. I was thinking that reminds me of Anthropophagus. Yeah.
Yeah. So all they did is it's basically a slasher set in the U.S. and they just inserted the guy from Anthropophagus.
Yeah, that guy.
So George Eastman. And the funny thing is, so it's George Eastman walking around. It's just Halloween, basically. They just took Michael Myers out of Halloween and inserted the guy from the killer from Anthropophagus.
I'd watch that. Sounds cool.
And the funny part is, like, whatever town this is, it's practically abandoned and there's no cops anywhere because it's all the killings happen during the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So it's their way of trying to sell it on being American, and then also give an excuse why nobody's doing anything about this guy, this hulking guy running around ripping people's arms out. And then they go, fun. It's this. We're the Super Bowl. We have no cops. It just shuts down. And it is directed by Joe D'Amato.
Oh, legendary director Joe D'Amato.
Yes. Director of many indie films.
Yes, many sophisticated erotica films.
We could, yeah, like look up his IMDb.
High art, the creator of High Art.
I've got I got a terrible movie if you want that,
Sure.
or you want to get into the movie I actually want to talk about. This will be quick.
We can do terrible.
The remake of the Toolbox Murders. Have you guys seen this?
I like it. I don't love it, but I like it.
I have. I don't remember liking it.
It's not amazing.
I'm kind of a director disrespecter, I guess, because like I'm that way with Fulci, I'm that way with Wes Craven, and I'm that way with Tobe Hooper.
Which is with Tobe Hooper, it's totally fair.
Tobe Hooper is definitely my strongest case.
Yeah,
This is a Tobe Hooper film. Yeah. Kind of starts out promising, I guess, and then it definitely falls into that like early 2000s of how do we make something moody? Let's make it look like the film was dipped in shit. Everything's just brown and gross, and has absolutely nothing to do with the original Toolbox Murders. I mean, I like Angela Bettis, and she does what she can do, but I was horribly disappointed with this. This is another movie gallery purchase that I finally watched.
I thought it was entertaining enough. I didn't like love it either, but like I enjoyed it.
It was one of those that I was in for like the first half, and then by the last half, I was like looking at my phone. A Sherry Moon Zombie appearance at the beginning, apparently, because
which is weird.
Rob Zombie and Tobe Hooper were friends or something. But
okay.
Yeah,
I remember watching it the first time. I was like, "Oh, Sherry is in this." And she's only in one scene, I think. But it didn't make any sense.
She's the Drew Barrymore at the beginning that gets killed.
Yeah.
The thing that sort of blew my mind with that movie was just that. So the Toolbox Murders is a knockoff of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where a porn star gets killed.
Yeah.
The original Toolbox Murders.
Oh yeah.
Then Tobe Hooper remakes that movie. That was a knockoff of his movie. So it shows like how far he had fallen.
Right.
That's true. That's a good point.
It wasn't this like a Showtime original or something like that. I remember hearing about it at the time. Like,
I don't remember that. Maybe
I want to say it was made for some cable channel.
I'll grab. I have another recent one that's I think it's a Tobe Hooper. I think it's give me 1 second. I have to run to the bathroom too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Tobe Hooper. I know we've talked about him before. Honestly, it sucks because I hate I honestly do hate and you probably do too. Like I hate bad mouthing the legends, because it's like he does deserve recognition for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, obviously. But like, beyond that, like what the next best thing he probably did was and I'm not even a huge fan of it, was what's it called, the one with the hotel, Eaten Alive.
Yeah.
I don't even love Eaten Alive. I know a lot of people do. I think it's cool, but like I don't love it.
Besides Chainsaw 2.
Oh yeah, I like Chainsaw 2, actually. Yeah.
I mean, you could say Poltergeist, but there's that whole controversy of how much he had to do with it.
Yeah. A lot of people will say that it's, maybe Tom can weigh in on that, because like a lot of people say that it's like blatantly obvious. They're like, there's no way Tobe Hooper had that much to do with this. It's totally Spielberg,
I'm trying to remember. Why did I hear? Oh, it was a podcast. They were talking about movies from 1982, and it blew my mind how many crazy classic movies came out in 1982, like genre.
Oh,
movies.
Really? Oh, okay.
But one of them, E.T. and Poltergeist both came out in 1982, and they're basically the theory behind Spielberg ghost directing Poltergeist was they would not let him do two movies that close together.
Oh, okay.
So he was doing E.T., and then Poltergeist was his project, and he picked Tobe Hooper to direct it, and then
So maybe
there are people who say that no, Tobe was the director, but everyone admits that Steven Spielberg was the producer, and he was on set way more than any producer ever is. So
yeah, there you go. Right? I don't know. And maybe Toby was more of like Steven's like assistant, like, here, go do this while I'm busy here, or whatever. And
yeah, I mean, I don't know, but
yeah,
it's
Tom, do you know anything? Do you know much about the controversy about Toby Hooper not directing Poltergeist? Or
Yeah, I've heard differing things. I'm still not sure really what happened.
yeah, okay.
I've heard that functionally Spielberg was like second unit, like he would come in and direct certain scenes.
Okay.
But then I've heard also that essentially he like shadow directed the entire movie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's Spielberg, and
Which has been done many times, over the years.
It certainly feels like a Spielberg movie.
It totally does.
Yeah, I've never seen another Toby Hooper movie that felt like that.
Not at all. Yeah, no way.
But this is a Toby Hooper movie that I fairly recently got.
I haven't seen it.
Who put that out?
Kino Lorber. So I bought like tons of stuff from Kino. Their last two sales, I got a ton of stuff because this is probably like $8 or something when it was on sale.
Oh, I need that.
Yeah,
but, it's got my girl. I need it.
Yeah, I love her, and I've always seen this movie around. I had never seen it, but and I think it was made for Showtime. It was made for a cable channel.
When did that come out?
1990.
90. Okay.
But I guess it's worth saying if you're a Machen Amick fan. But it's kind of because all it is she finds a red dress that's possessed or something, so it like reduces your inhibitions. So she's like a shy grad student, and then but it's she dances seductively or and it affects other people, so they like go speeding and get into a car chase with the cops.
I like it. It sounds cool.
It's not really that interesting of a premise.
No, but it sounds fun. Like you could do a lot with it, I like Funhouse too. Actually, James pointed out. I always forget about Funhouse. I do like that one.
Yeah, I do. I do like Funhouse a lot.
Yeah, it's fun. Body Bags is solid too. You get the.
Oh, I forgot about Body Bags. Yeah, that's fun.
Not everyone likes it. I like Body Bags.
And I don't know if you guys talked about Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
I love it.
My problem is that because they Golan Globus made him like completely redo the edit. I think the original, like looking at the deleted scenes, I think whatever that original version he had would have been better.
Okay.
But I don't know that it exists anymore.
Yeah, I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Just so fun. I've said before in the past, maybe I don't feel this way now, but I've said it before in the past, that was my favorite of the Chainsaw movies.
That is a fuego take, my friend.
I've stepped it back though, but I have said it before, but I don't think I'll ever say it again. But I love it. It's so fun. Yeah, I mean, it's just to me, that's the epitome of like horror comedy and just fun adventure. Love it.
Yeah, it's almost like he did a parody of the first movie.
Yeah, it totally is. Yeah,
that's the first one I saw. And I loved it as a kid. And then when I finally saw the original, I was like,
yeah,
oh,
wow.
Shit, this is a whole nother level. This is not fun at all.
This is way darker.
Yep.
Yeah.
I saw the first one on 35 millimeter, and I was with a girl who had never seen it. And like, it kind of freaked her out. And she
That's
like
cool.
her comment was like the movie is just people screaming
Just too nihilistic
for
for
90
her.
minutes.
Yeah.
And like rewatching it, I think that's part of a reason why it's as effective as it is the girls being attacked, they're screaming and they're screaming. I think they're screaming for real. They're actually,
Yeah.
totally terrified.
It's believable.
Why are you taking all these dates to these horrifying films? Necromantic and Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I've done it a few times too. Yeah, where you like, why did I do what was I thinking? Was I just like trying to push her away from me? I don't need to try already,
The worst I did was when I was dating my wife, we went to see Hostel. I think that was the worst I ever did.
Okay. Yeah. I made somebody watch it. It might have been Cannibal Holocaust. I can't remember. That, back when you're like, oh, I need to be edgy with people that I don't know.
Right.
I think I did Cannibal Holocaust, and I did that movie. Have you guys seen that? I think it's a German film. It is about that. I think it's called Cannibal. It's about that. You guys probably remember the story. It happened in Germany in the 90s. Like Rammstein did a song about it. It's about that not a serial killer, but the two regular dudes who met each other, and one guy literally wanted to be eaten, and the other guy literally wanted to eat somebody, and they met each other online. And
I haven't seen the movie, but I know the story.
Oh man, it's a fucked up movie. I think it's one of the most disturbing movies I've ever seen. It's a good movie, I think. A lot of people don't agree, think it's boring, but like it's so graphic. And the visuals are just, they look so real, and it's so gross. But
Simon is here.
Oh, hey Simon.
Simon, I can't. So for some reason, I see like I see the name pop up, but I don't see the comments. Am I doing something wrong?
That's weird.
Oh, I don't know.
You shouldn't have to do anything, I don't think.
Anything Simon has to say, I don't need to hear anyway. So
yeah, I thought you banned him.
I was just about to ask where Scott was hiding.
So I just wanted to throw in when I went to see Hostel with my now wife. The most disturbing thing to her was not any of the violence. It was Takashi Miike's cameo and me going, "Oh my God, it's Miike!" And she's like, "What the fuck?
You embarrassed me."
I can't believe she married me.
Yeah, that was cool that he was in it though. The cameo.
Yeah, it was cool.
I like the first two Hostel movies. Okay.
I don't remember the second one that well. I did like the first one, I guess. There was just like too many jokey jokes.
Yeah, I mean, very of its time, right? The early
like
2000s.
The Pulp Fiction reference and some other just like sort of forced in things.
Right, yeah.
Totally, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, for an Eli Roth movie, it's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. Part two is not it's not a better movie. Part two is just good. It's got good gore in it. I think it's fun for that, but it's not a great movie.
Yeah. It's kind of just the same movie, but with girls.
Yeah, and it's fun, and then the third one is terrible, but I don't think Eli Roth directed it.
No, he farmed that out, I think.
Fuck that guy though, man. He's becoming another one of those, and I won't get political or anything. He's becoming one of those directors who I just hate it when like, okay, I need to say stupid shit now on a weekly basis, and that's what Eli Roth has been doing, which is it disappoints me because like I used to hate him because like remember when he was younger and he had like that bro thing going on, and then I thought he became kind of tolerable. He's like, okay, 40-year-old Eli Roth, he seems a little bit more cool and laid back, and now he's just been running his fucking mouth online, and I'm like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I like Knock Knock. I thought that was a pretty cool. Was a remake of what? What was the original movie?
Which movie?
Yeah, I've seen the original.
With Sandra Locke and Colleen Camp. I can't remember the name of it now. Death Game.
Yeah, it has a couple different titles. That's one of them.
Okay.
Because I saw it, like I rented it under a different name.
But yeah, I thought Knock Knock was decent, and what was the kids movie? The House with the Clock on Its Walls.
Yeah,
I thought that was. I took my son to see that, and we both liked it.
Yeah, I actually heard that was solid for what it was. I thought Thanksgiving was fine.
It was all right.
Yeah, nothing amazing. Yeah, James. See, James gets me.
Yeah, I don't have any context other than he seemed broy,
Yeah.
but I
He
don't really
yeah, I
pay
like I
attention
said,
to him.
he became more tolerable, I thought. Now he's just, I think he's a douchebag.
Yeah, I saw Black Christmas was the original was re-released in the theater, and for some reason they had an Eli Roth intro. So
Okay.
Okay.
he sat in the theater and they filmed him, and he introduced how much he loved the original Black Christmas. So
Well, he does truly love movies, so yeah, you can't take that from him. So that is genuine. He does like to talk about his influences, kind of like Tarantino. Where yeah, he's a fan for sure. But
yeah, well, I have one more set of movies.
Okay.
And I believe you, Eli, have one of these. But I got the Evil Dead Trap 1
yeah,
and
those are
2.
fun. They're fun movies. I love them.
I had never this movie's wild.
It's
And
so wild.
I still don't. I was rewatching it, but I was like falling asleep, and I don't think I understand exactly what is happening in this movie.
Nah, I don't either. It's okay though.
Um,
You don't have to.
but it's from 1988, Japanese. It's pretty ahead of its time because
Mm-mm.
it's almost like torture porn.
Yeah.
It's basically, and I think it's like a critique on media violence somehow, because it's basically there's
I
like a
agree.
snuff film that gets sent to a news station, and then they find the address where it was sent from, and they go investigate, and it's like imagine if Jigsaw had like a magic death house. So he had
Yeah.
like magic powers, or
Magic Jigsaw.
where there's the house had traps, kind of
That's
thing.
yeah. That's a good description.
And
That's about
then
as good as it gets. I don't
and
think
then
you
a
can do
bunch of
better.
random, and there's the director is a huge fan of Suspiria. There's a lot of it's pretty low budget, but there's a lot of Argento-esque aspects to it.
Some artsy, yeah, some of the
So
artsy shots and stuff.
he wants to be like the Japan he wants to make like the Japanese torture porn media critique or critique of media violence version of Suspiria. I guess
Yeah.
would be the best way I could describe this movie.
Yeah. I don't think it could be really described better than that, like
But I think I had to rewatch it again
very
to
gory
try
and
to
very
figure it out. Yeah.
yeah, very, very gory.
But
I love that stuff though.
very ahead of its time, like
Yeah.
1988, because it like feels like, I don't know, a movie from the late 90s.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think it probably inspired the stuff, those like the VHS movies where it's like you find, these nefarious people with, hordes of their tape collections that they've made over the years. And I think it maybe inspired that kind of thing.
Yeah, but I don't know how like well known that movie is.
That's true. That's true. I think it's
So
more well known now than it. Yeah, I don't remember ever hearing anyone talk about that like 10,
I've
15 years
I've
ago.
seen the first one, but I honestly don't remember it.
You probably like the second one.
Okay.
I was not a big fan of this one.
No?
It's totally different.
Yeah.
And it's really dark. And
Yeah.
there is that element of like media critique because there's it's basically a lonely woman gets possessed and she becomes a serial killer, I guess.
Yeah.
And then her friend is a reporter that's reporting on it. And there's the aspect of they're really reporting on the violence in a very salacious way to get ratings. So it's that sort of Japanese, very dark and depressing.
Yeah. Very
But
Japanese.
I'll rewatch it. This is not at all what I expected. I just expected
Mhm.
just like a retread of the first movie, and this is completely different.
Yeah.
Like the only connection I think is that there's like the media critique aspect, I guess you could say.
True. Yeah, very very loose connection. Yeah, it's nowhere near as like I don't know if maybe it's the word groundbreaking is too much, but it's nowhere near as like in what would you influential, I guess, or original as the first one. Um, but I like it for what it is.
Yeah, other than, like the last 10 minutes or whatever is pretty crazy, but it's
Yeah.
more like a normal movie.
Yeah. It's more grounded. Uh, I I don't know why I'm going to bring this up, but for some reason it popped into my mind. And I always have to ask people, how do you feel about the guinea pig movies? I know we're like verging on that territory with Evil Dead Trap, but
Well, do you know the story behind the Charlie Sheen story?
yeah, it's so good. Recalls the FBI.
He saw the first one and he called the FBI.
Charlie Sheen was, and to be fair, did he see it like right when it came out, or I can't remember when he saw it. It was like in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So to be fair, I guess this was not. I mean, this might have been like pre-internet and stuff, but yeah, he calls. He's so terrified by the movie and probably high on who knows what Charlie was into during during those days.
All on
Everything,
everything,
high on everything. Yeah, literally, you
including
can't even make
prostitutes.
that stuff up.
Um, yeah. Well, the other thing is that I thought maybe this is just the legend. Maybe
Yeah,
that's not actually true. It
I
could have
like to
been
think it
Richard
is.
Gere.
I choose to believe it's true. The
But
Richard
this is for guinea pig flowers of flesh and blood
hmm
was the movie, and the um the thing is there's different angles. There's edits in the if you pay attention, you can tell that it's obviously not a single camera shooting this the way it's edited.
I know me
Um,
and Scott have talked about it. He's seen the first guinea or one of the guinea pig movies.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
because you bought the whole thing, right?
I bought the whole set just to like see what kind of like see if I can put myself through it. Not all. I'm not going to marathon it or anything, but I'm going to see
Right.
if I can see if I can get through the whole thing. Be a
I
fun
was tempted to
challenge.
buy it too, just to have it.
Yeah, me and Charlie Sheen, Steve Jones. Old Charlie. I never. I wonder how Charlie Sheen's doing these days. I never hear anything about him anymore. He's probably just retired, I guess.
well,
he's
there
still
was
he's
oh,
still
go ahead.
winning at it.
He's still
Yeah.
winning, and he's still got the tiger's blood coursing through his veins and all that.
There was the Corey Feldman documentary where I think I didn't see it, but I think he said that Charlie Sheen molested Corey Haim.
Oh shit! That's
Uh,
this just got dark. God damn.
So that was the last. And then there's people that dispute that they say Corey Feldman is making all this stuff up.
Well,
I don't know.
who knows? He's a weird guy for sure, but
I just have one more quick one. An unimported DVD in French.
oh yeah.
Night of the Demons 3, the Quebec version. When I was in Montreal, this was in the bargain bin. I don't think I'd ever seen this.
I have it.
Streaming. I think they did put out a didn't Scream Factory put this out recently?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't really want to spend $30 on this, so $3 Canadian I figured was right up my alley. You know what? It's fun for what it is. It's a direct-to-video '90s movie. It's fine. Kevin Tenney did write this one, the director of the first one. So there's that. Yeah, I mean it's
I have it on VHS. I mean, I haven't watched it in forever, but it's basically like From Dusk Till Dawn, isn't it? Where it's they rob a store and they go hide out in the house.
Yeah, right. There's
Kinda
yeah,
thing.
like the they go into a store and there's like a racist clerk that pulls a gun on them, and then they turn the tables on them, and then it becomes a robbery, and there's that aspect of it. But um, yeah, it's the same girl playing Angela. So if you like her, she's in this. Yeah, it's I don't. You know what? I don't even know why I brought it up because it's not even that great. I just thought it was cool. I got the French version for like $2 American. So that was a fun little find.
I want to say the first two were released theatrically, then that one was direct to video. I could be wrong.
I
It
think so.
certainly
Yeah.
certainly feels that way.
Yeah.
So for a direct to video part 3 in a horror franchise, it's actually pretty good if you really lower your standards. Because
Right.
if you think of part 3 in a direct to video or direct to
Yeah.
video part 3,
Mhm.
they're
Different
usually
director, all that
usually
stuff.
pretty shitty.
Yeah.
But they at least tried with the robbery angle. They didn't
Yeah.
just go
Yeah.
kids wander into a house and be like, "Oh, this seems weird. Let's hang out and have sex."
You know, the girls in it were not that hot, but they all showed their boobs. So extra points for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen the third one. I've always wanted to. I bought the first one recently. I actually, shit, I don't think I've seen the second one either. I like the first.
The in the second one, she dances to "Rapture" by Morbid Angel.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, maybe I've heard that, but I haven't seen it.
Jeez, probably when I saw that I didn't know what that was. So okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not that big of a fan of the second one. I love the first one. I think that's easily the best one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I like it.
Yeah. All right. So you guys want to talk about Dave the Beast?
Heck
Let's
yeah.
go.
I love the
So,
awesome movie.
this is how I originally had seen the movie, was on VHS dubbed, and this is from Hollywood Video.
That's awesome.
Previously viewed movie. And the dubbing is pretty terrible. All right, here we go. Yeah, so this was in Northern Virginia, the store. But it's come out on I have the 4K. It's on 4K and Blu-ray with the original audio. So I'm glad to because when I picked this because I got the 4K and I hadn't rewatched it, and I'd only ever seen it dubbed in English. And the plot is pretty complicated, and there's a lot of layers to the movie, I think. So I thought this would be a good one to discuss, and it's also, to me, kind of a hidden gem.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And this is also a director I like a lot, Alex de la Iglesia. Is that right? Spanish director. So this is Day of the Beast, 1995. He did a movie called, I've only seen like a crappy bootleg of it, and it's actually on 4K as well now, called Axiom Mutante, which is a terrorist group made of ugly people that run around Spain and destroy pretty people. Like they blow up like a upscale beauty salon because pretty people go there. But I don't remember it that well because I just saw like a crappy VHS bootleg of it a long time ago. And he did another movie called The Last Circus, which is really great, which is a clown. Basically, he's in love with a woman that doesn't. What am I trying to say? This relationship doesn't work out, and he goes crazy, and then becomes a terrorist clown that shoots people up. And anyways, the So Day of the Beast. So this movie is basically like one of these, like The Omen or End of Days, like Antichrist, end of the world movies, but a comedic version of that. So if you think of like the Omen franchise, now there's other movies like this. End of Days with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's basically a in this case, it's a priest and a theology professor, Angel or Angel, fittingly, he's like an angel. He is researching the Bible and discovers the date the world is going to end. Like he decodes the Bible. He figures this out. So he's telling people, Christmas Eve at midnight, the Antichrist will be born, and the world will come to an end. And his idea to prevent this, which is a pretty genius idea, I think, is that he wants to try to sell his soul to the devil to make the devil appear so he can then kill the devil, basically. So he runs around committing sins, but he's also like, he's really shitty at it.
It's so good. Yeah, it's so good.
He's like he's like sinning. He like asked a heavy metal fan that works at a record store, how do you summon the devil? All this kind of stuff. I had a couple.
Such a great character too. Amazing character.
I'll play a quick clip that he sort of explains the plot. I'll play this real quick.
El mensaje, si se puede saber. El mensaje es una cifra, una fecha. El día exacto del fin del mundo. Hoy concretamente, esta noche. Sí que es importante realmente. Tú eres satánico, ¿verdad? Sí, señor. Esta noche nace el anticristo, pero no sé dónde. Por eso necesito invocar al demonio. Yo también soy un pecador de la hostia. No, tengo que vender mi alma al diablo. Pero no sé cómo.
I just love him. Like he's the scene that you played at the beginning where that's when he's pulled aside for stealing the book at the bookstore, right? That was that scene. So he's talking to the manager, and I just love how like he is, he's being detained for shoplifting, but he's like, so as the manager starts to talk to him, he's like, oh, he's so fucking sincere. He's like, I need this book. What, you can't just buy it? No, I can't buy it. But I have to have it. I just love it. And like, I could just picture somebody doing that where it's like, okay, this guy truly believes in what he's doing. I can see that.
I did a couple of his sins. I compiled.
Oh, his sins are so good. He's stealing the money from.
Hey!
Oiga, tiene que traer el libro.
Oh, I love that he thinks that pushing a mime over, like Satan is going to show up and be like, that's the last straw.
Yeah, dude.
There's a lot of evil in the world, but you mess with a mime.
Yeah. Yeah. I think my favorite scene is where he goes into the hotel room and he walks in and he looks around and it's Spain and there's the cross on the wall and he walks over and he pulls it off and just throws it on the ground.
in that first kind of montage of him sinning, it was kind of the naive child's idea of sinning, like taking the beggar's money and pushing the mime down. But then there was like the guy dying, and he goes and tells him you're going to rot in hell.
Yeah, that was
that's a kind of another level. I don't know.
Yeah. There's like the dichotomy of his sins. There's a huge gap in between those.
Yeah, that was pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good point.
that's true.
Good point. Yeah.
and king various cars. That's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
But I just love the idea of the priest. He needs to sin, in this case, but he doesn't know how, and he doesn't necessarily want to.
Yeah.
So it's a very different version of an evil priest.
Yes. And he's so goddamn likable. Like I just like, I think maybe within the first minute of this movie, or at least of listening to him talk, I'm like, okay, like I absolutely love this character.
Yeah, and then he decides to go to a record store to learn about Satan, and there's a display. I took a still of this. This is the record store. It has a demon baby in the display
with the cult album.
Yeah, the mid '90s self-titled cult album. And you got some Manowar back there.
I didn't see that. In Kiss.
Yeah.
Def Leppard is cool. Green Jelly.
And then he walks to the record store. And this is Jose Maria. He's a metalhead that works in the store and lays down the law. These jabronis stealing. Because I used to work at Tower Records, and we had security guys, loss prevention guys. But there was one time when this kid, and I think he was stealing a Rob Zombie CD.
Of course.
Poor kid.
That was always it was like Rob Zombie or Eminem were always the ones that were getting stolen. But I actually helped out a little because the two guys were tackling him, and he was still trying to get away from them. So I did grab him a little bit. That was my only my closest thing that I've ever done to that.
Yeah, right. Tom actually just kicked the guy in the head and sent him into a coma. Probably just doesn't want to tell us.
That's I did soften the story. I killed him.
Yeah,
in bare hands.
Buried him under the Tower Records.
There's ongoing litigation. You can't talk about it.
Yeah.
It's been in the legal system for a while, 25 years.
We're on the statute of limitations right now, so we can talk about it now.
So then he basically befriends this heavy metal fan, and because this heavy metal fan is like, yeah, I know about Satan and sinning. I'm into metal. And one really funny aspect of this movie is, so you have the priest sinning. He doesn't want to, but he needs to. And then, so as the movie goes along, the heavy metal fan, he starts basically sinning himself, but he's actually into it. So he looks at it like, oh, this is awesome. I can beat people up, and here, and I'll play another short clip that illustrates this.
Papá Noel, ha venido Papá Noel a casa. Mamá, papá va a venir. Ha entrado Papá Noel por la ventana.
Niño, ¿estás preparada? A ver a Papá Noel.
So just for no reason, he punches that dad. Punched him. But it's like he sees, this is the way I took it anyways, he sees the priest sinning as part of this mission. So he's like, well, I can just do whatever I want.
Yeah, I got a pass.
Yeah, a moral pass. So I was sort of thinking about it. It's like, this is kind of a clever sort of tease on religion. Like the priest, I realize if I do it in the name of Christianity, I can do immoral stuff and get away with it, kind of thing. And then rewatching it, that's sort of a thought I had in my head.
So the weaponizing religion, theme a little bit.
going into more minutia, but the album that he pulls out that he wants Jose to play is the Live Death compilation, which is like a live compilation from one of the Milwaukee Metal Fest shows.
Oh,
That was
wow.
interesting.
I didn't know that. I didn't notice. I was trying
I
to
didn't
figure
know
that
that
out,
got
actually.
like, overseas distribution or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then in terms of the metal part of it, it's very confused, just like pretty much any
Like always, yeah.
movie where it's like they just pick stuff because it looks cool, like a production designer.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because the soundtrack is like,
I was gonna bring that up. The soundtrack. It's got like Sugar Ray and Pantera.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then you have a guy in a Deicide shirt
Yeah.
rocking
And
out the whatever that industrial thing is.
I saw an Impaled Nazarene shirt. I think I saw
Yep.
Entombed. I think.
Well, as long as we're on that topic, I wanted to get into that. This Satanica band are fucking posers.
Posers.
I would describe them as like kind of like white zombie-ish new metal with Rage Against the Machine guitars.
They're
Yeah.
terrible.
I looked it up. So this group is called Defcon Dos, and they were originally a rat group. And then I guess in the early to mid 90s, they moved into like rap metal. And who's the director? Iglesias?
Yeah, De La Iglesias.
Yeah, Iglesias. He had used them in a previous movie for one of the songs, so he came back to them for this. And so they did the Satanica song. And
So that's probably they're trying to sound heavy. Like,
yeah. And it was like, I get okay. I just think like you made the effort to have the concert have people with like Impaled Nazarene and Emperor shirts and Deicide, and you couldn't find a band that
sounded like that.
Was like extreme
Yeah.
metal. Like that, it's. I found like, so like okay, my dad. Whenever we would watch a movie as a kid, and he's into guns, right? And if they got something about guns wrong, he would be like, "Oh, that's bullshit. There's this and that." And I'm like, "Oh, Dad, who cares?"
Yeah.
And a lady I work with at work, she's really into horses, and if she's watching a movie and they get something wrong about horses, she's all up in arms. And I'm the same way with like metal and music. So, like,
which is so frustrating with movies.
It's not that hard. Just
No.
you could hire anybody. Like, somebody would do it for free to be like, no.
I was gonna say, Yeah, I was gonna say, some underground metal band from Spain would have done that for free. Free.
My big example is like, it's such a cliche. I'm a white guy of a certain age, so I think The Big Lebowski is the greatest movie of all time. But that part where he talks about, I worked with Metallica on the Speed of Sound tour. I'm like, there was no Speed of Sound tour. This movie's bullshit.
Yeah, it's a great line though. It's a great line.
It is.
Assholes.
and I've retconned it to like, okay, he's probably just making up a story. So
yeah,
but yeah. So whatever you're into, when somebody gets it wrong, it takes you out of the movie. That's the big criticism I have of this movie is like, the Satanica band is fucking bullshit.
Scott, what did you think about like the Satanica, their logo? Did that not look? I could have sworn I'd seen that in like a LLN logo in the 90s.
It looked familiar. It did look very familiar.
They might have just copied it from something and just because I could have sworn I'd seen that with like a I can't remember what band, but yeah, I feel like that might have been stolen, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it did look familiar to me, but
it's such a generic already. But the way that it looks specifically familiar. But yeah, who knows?
Yeah, and then plot-wise, they team up with, basically they kidnap the host of a paranormal show. His name is Kavan, and I like this picture. I just took a still of it, like him and hanging out with his girlfriend.
Those are
Yeah.
great pictures. Fellas. Yeah, he's such a dork. He's another great character, though.
Yeah.
I really like him. Yeah.
And so this is another thing I was sort of thinking about rewatching the movie is he does he does a show about this kid possessed by the devil, and various other paranormal things. And the priest thinks that he's an expert on these topics, but he explains to him that it's just all bullshit. He doesn't believe in any supernatural anything.
Yep.
So then they have to kidnap him basically in order to make him join their group to save the world. So I want to say the first time I watched this movie, I kind of assumed the joke was going to be like the priest is insane and he convinces people. It would be something like that there's like he's the actual devil in some way, or he's the problem, but it turns out he's actually right about everything.
He is. Yep.
So I think that's a funny twist, and I like that. So they kidnap him, and then basically the show host he sees the devil in this process, and then actually becomes a real investigator after having been kidnapped. So he really gets into it, like investigating the actual end of the world and the devil and the symbology of it. So that's kind of a funny twist. Like the fake host becomes a real paranormal investigator by being kidnapped.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love the three of those guys together too. Sorry, Scott. No, go ahead. You probably have something better.
I'm kind of on the fence. Like, I'm still not sure what happened.
Yeah,
that's another thing.
They take like 58 tabs of acid, and then they see the devil.
That's what I assumed. Yeah, that's what I assumed, that it actually, it worked. The ritual worked, and
I thought, okay, I thought I had a clue, but I think I was thinking too hard about it.
Yeah.
When they see the devil in the apartment, the video looks way different, at least on the version I watched.
Yeah,
it gets like super grainy and weird.
Yeah,
it's because they did special effects where they had to shoot it on video,
right?
And I there's a bunch of extras on that, and all I did was watch. There's an interview with the cinematographer, and he just referenced that they couldn't do the effects otherwise. They had to shoot it on video. So I think like in Madrid at the time, there wasn't a studio where they could shoot the effects they needed on film. They had to do it on video. So it wasn't.
So that was like me. I was trying to like make my own story based on that. Like I was like, okay, so whenever the video gets super grainy and weird, that's when they're hallucinating. But it's just what they had to do. Okay.
Yeah, I was confused by that the first time I saw it. I thought it meant.
That's what I thought too. Something. Yeah, I thought it was just to represent the hallucination. Maybe a little bit. I don't know.
I can't believe we haven't brought up Susanna. Come on, what's going on?
Yeah, she's
the girlfriend,
the blonde girl. Yeah, she's great.
I was afraid she was going to knock herself out running around the apartment. Holy shit! She was bouncing all over the place. I quite enjoyed that.
Like she was like a pinball
Bond girl. I read that she was in a Bond movie or something. I don't remember her, but
was she really?
One of the Pierce Brosnan.
Let me look it up.
I guess I can see that.
Yeah, I think it's really funny. This is a similar thing. There's that movie, The Monster Squad, where they have to find a virgin to read the whatever the like the incantation or something needs to be read by a virgin.
Yeah.
And then in this movie, they need the blood of a virgin.
Mm-hmm.
So they have the thing that the priest. So basically, Jose Maria, his mom runs a hostel, I think. And then there's a girl that works there that is a virgin. So then the priest finds that out, and then he's like, real quick, I need your blood.
I need your blood. Yeah, it'll be okay.
And then I love that he's like, no, not all of it.
It's just a little container.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, calm down.
You totally misread me. You thought I wanted all of your blood immediately.
I did like the moment too, which kind of reinforced his naivete, that when Susanna was knocked out and he was going to take her blood, and Kavan's like, "Oh no, it's not any good. She's not a virgin." And he's like, "Are you sure?" And Kavan's like, "Yeah,
very sure.
She's my girlfriend. I'm pretty sure."
Are you sure? What about at the hostel? What about the metalhead guy's grandpa that's always naked? I thought that was great.
Yeah,
the way they did it was perfect.
Very random.
Yeah, like there's his dick.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is again.
That's also something like that signifies that this movie was made in Europe to me.
Right. Yeah.
That's a good point.
In an American movie, that would just be too much.
Too much, yeah. Yeah. You wouldn't even probably be able to do it with an R rating in the US.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But even if you could get an R rating with it, like, people would be like, "Whoa,
that's gross." It is gross, but it's funny.
Yeah, so she had a small part in World Is Not Enough.
Damn.
Okay.
I don't think she was.
She wasn't a Bond. Okay, she can say she was a Bond girl, but she wasn't really.
Hey, she came as close to being a Bond girl as most people ever will.
Well, I want to say I think she's a great actress, and I was a big fan of her work in this film.
Yeah, I liked her too.
Her running around in her little bustier.
The cast of characters here was so good. Like, there's no weak link. Like, all the main characters are just so fantastic in what they do. I mean, the acting's so good, especially with the priest. One of those performances where I'm like, I gotta look out for this guy. I mean, not currently, but like, see what he did in the past, because like, I just thought he was great.
Yeah, I can look it up. Like,
see if you know him from something. Because I probably don't.
He was in Action Mutante.
Okay. Which I do want to see, because I'm looking at that too.
He's in Pan's Labyrinth.
No shit.
He's the doctor in Pan's Labyrinth.
Alex Angulo. Okay.
We can work around it. Does she have hairy armpits? That's Europe. They do things differently.
No, Simon, she doesn't. She's a real lady. I did like just kind of a overall point. I really liked kind of the backdrop of the vigilante gang, and it doesn't really come back, but well, actually, I guess it does. At the beginning, the police just pull up and start beating the shit out of people for no reason.
Homeless people,
and then later they're like shooting up the Christmas like set up in the street. It made it feel really apocalyptic, like, oh, maybe he's really onto something, like something's going on.
Yeah. So Olympia, Madrid. It's basically people are beating up and killing homeless people. So it's sort of like a right wing. I don't know if it's like a group of sorts or a loose group. So then that plays into the ending. Mm-hmm. Although I don't think I understood really what was happening the first time I saw the movie. I think that was a little confusing. But I do think, I guess you can,
basically.
I guess you can
Nice.
maybe draw the thing of that they're just imagining the devil through the acid trips, and there's not actually a devil.
Yeah, they did take a shitload of acid.
But it's basically the the guy with the red sweater in the uh, Clean Up Madrid. He's the devil, and then
Okay.
he gets shot by the priest at the end.
Hmm.
But like maybe you could say that there wasn't actually a devil. They just see the most evil person as the devil.
That's it. Yeah, I could see
That's
that.
kind of how I took it. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Because the Antichrist, I guess, if you're taking it at face value, the baby they're trying to stop was the homeless people that got shot by the right wing vigilante group, right?
I meant to look this up too. Was this like so the whole like setting homeless people on fire and stuff, was that like that's social commentary, I assume? Was that like a problem in Spain around this time, or was that fabricated?
I need to watch some of the other extras, but
Yeah,
the the one interview with the director of photography, he said that did reference
I figured so.
real stuff that was happening.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, I figured that just, especially for being a European film, I figured like I'm like this has to be worked in here for something that is real. Um, it was pretty crazy too, like that part where they like literally set that guy on fire just for being homeless. I'm like, that's a pretty fucked up scene,
Yeah,
but it's impactful at least.
yeah.
For me, I thought this movie, I enjoyed it, and then Act 2, where they get to the apartment of Kavan and that whole sequence, and then go out on the ledge and that whole kind of action scene. I felt like it kind of peaked there for me, and then I mean I enjoyed the movie, but I thought like it was kind of downhill from there. So that's really my only critique of the movie is I felt like my favorite part was the middle, which isn't ideal. I really like them like trying to do the ritual in the apartment and all the like hijinks and chasing the girl around the apartment, and
That was great. Yeah, great scene.
so that was my I don't know if that's really a criticism or just my taste. I just thought that was like the high point of the movie for me.
Yeah, peaked for you. Yeah, that makes sense.
Once they were like driving around and trying to explain like we need to go to the towers to go like this, I was like, I feel like the best parts of the movie's already happened. So
I wouldn't disagree with you. I feel like by that point, yeah, for like the first two acts are probably my favorite too. I don't dislike the third, but maybe not as much.
I would just say it seems like there's something missing with the ending
Yeah.
where I'm not really sure what, but like it could have,
Yeah.
with all the different themes that they're throwing in there. I think they needed maybe to add another element or
Yeah.
another scene or something.
Yeah.
I guess too, I didn't like that whether it was real or not. When the priest saw the devil on the roof, his response was run away. When this entire mission was, I need to do what I have to do, whatever I have to do
To confront him or whatever.
stop this, and then he sees, I mean, whether it's real or not, in his mind, he sees the devil holding his friend over the ledge of the building, and he's like, I'm out of here. Bye.
I guess he got scared, changed his mind. I don't know.
I mean, I guess, you can make an argument for that he's only human, but.
But yeah, it doesn't work in a movie as well as, what would happen in real life. Real life. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Jose Maria, he laughs in Satan's face, right in his face. That's pretty metal.
Yeah, that is really metal.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Even if he did like Satanica, this poser rap metal band.
Yeah, he did say they were good. He literally he said they're a great band or something, which is a funny line because they're supposed to be this cool metal band, and he's a priest. He's like, they're a great band.
and then as soon as any as soon as the priest was like, he's like, well, this is only the demo. Wait till the album.
Yeah, that's only the demo. Yeah, he's like, it doesn't sound all that great. Tape demo.
That'd be funny. The priest is like fucking turns into J-Dog.
Yeah.
He's like, even the priest knows this is poser music.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
Pink Panty canoe music.
Yeah. I'm gonna send this demo home on a stretcher.
But I mean, that's like, I guess with punk and metal, like every movie is like that, where they just pick stuff because it seems cool, and not what somebody would actually listen to. Like it doesn't.
Definitely in your review of Gleaming the Cube, which I'd never seen, I paid attention to what you were saying about the T-shirts and patches. I would never have seen that Gravedigger patch unless you guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the Gravedigger is the only thing you don't expect in that movie,
right? And then looking back, it's like, kid in the late '80s who was into the Cramps, Metallica, Gravedigger, and crap. I don't think so. No, I don't buy it.
No. Nowadays, yes. Nowadays, you'd see that all over the place. But yeah, back then, probably not. Yeah. And what Tom was saying, how they always screw that up with metal and punk movies. They still do it. That's the problem. Like, did you guys ever see Deathgasm?
Oh yes.
Like they did it in that movie, and that's from 5 years ago. You remember, like, there's some cool stuff in there, like Imprecation, I think, and then they're like Trivium. There's like Trivium like 3 times, and I'm like, who fucking put Trivium in this? Whose idea was that?
A lot of people are into Nunslaughter and Trivium.
Yeah. It's a thing where it's like this. There's no metal fan that's into Imprecation and Trivium. Like, it's stupid. Like,
it should have been Imprecation's demo. First demo.
Yes. Yeah.
Then that would have totally
Ceremony of the 9 Angles or whatever.
Yeah, that one.
I'm only into the demos personally.
Once a band puts out an album, no matter what band it is, it's done by then. Yeah.
I mean, I just saw Bob Dylan, and I was hoping he would just play his demos, but
whatever. Yeah, he sold out years ago when he when he did his electric guitar or whatever. That's when I was done.
That there were plenty of people that said that exact thing.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah.
Fuck this electric guitar, fuck face.
Which we can all get that, when we you like something and they're like, oh, I'm crossing over. You're like, fuck you then. Have a good time over there. We'll be over here with the real shit.
Have you guys seen, I'm sorry, this is off topic. Have you guys seen A Complete Unknown or have any interest in it?
I do have interest in it, but I haven't seen it. No, I heard it's great.
It's a good movie, and I know it's not a documentary, but
I'd watch it.
I think based on my own ideas of what happened at the time, it seems correct.
Yeah.
That there's a scene in the beginning where he's riding in the car with Pete Seeger and he's like tuning the radio and he gets it onto some Chuck Berry song and Pete Seeger's like, oh, you like that rock and roll stuff, huh? He's like, yeah, I like everything. He's like, a good song, you don't need all those frills. You don't need electricity and drums. It's like, oh my God, that's like, every scene is like that. It has the like, these are the rules and anything beyond this sucks. And it was just funny to see it like represented in the 60s from like these hippies and like, oh, you can draw a parallel to metal today. You can't do that.
That's so black metal right there, like
right.
You cannot evolve past where it started.
Yep. Sorry, back to the movie.
I forgot what I was talking about.
Apparently Simon gave his dentist some some Carcass CDs. That's a pretty cool story.
What's that? Oh, okay. All right. That's not my dentist. He's not into that.
I like it.
I saw. So Joe. How I originally saw this movie was Joe Bob showed it on the last drive-in.
Cool.
And he brought up the kind of Don Quixote, Pancho Sanza kind of parallel to this, like, which I am kind of. It seems kind of obvious when somebody says it, but I hadn't thought of it. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I didn't think of it, but now that you mention it, that's a
Yeah,
good point.
this is my first time seeing this movie. I've only seen it once, so I have like way less experience with it than you guys, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I already want to order it, so I can have it physically.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
there's
a good pick, Tom. It's a good movie to discuss.
yeah, and there's a feature length making of documentary on here.
I didn't expect it to
Oh
be
wow,
so
really?
funny.
From a movie that old, I'm surprised.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I love the Grindhouse. I love how they always put the soundtrack in their the deluxe releases. I always think that's cool. I always play them too. Whether they're cohesive or not, they're always fun to listen to.
Oh, you're talking about the Beyond.
Oh yeah, the
'Cause
Beyond, not this one. Yeah, getting them mixed
the
up.
other, yeah, it's Severin. Put out
Severin.
Day of the
Okay.
Beast.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be so funny. That was my biggest takeaway. I thought it was cleverly written and everything, and the acting was great, but like I didn't expect the comedic timing to be so good, especially with the priest. I laughed so many times. For me, it was like the comedy aspects. Well, I mean, it's a comedy more than a horror movie probably, but I guess it's pretty dark, but yeah, I loved it as a comedy. That's kind of how it played for me. I was like, I've been needing some comedy. Not saying I'm sad or anything, but like there's just you don't see any funny movies anymore. It's like I really appreciate it. I mean, there's some horror comedy stuff that comes out, it's still solid, but I don't know. It really worked for me on a comedic level.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like what comedies that come out. There's usually a couple, each year that are
It's
actually
kind of
funny.
dead though. I actually have a theory about that. I don't know, Scott. I don't know if I've ever talked about this with you, but I have a theory that like comedy is dead because, and I really do miss it. I'm not dead entirely, like Tom said. They still come out, but it's not a huge thing anymore. Like blockbuster comedies, you don't see Dumb and Dumber type shit coming out anymore. And do you guys ever think about that? Do you ever think about it? It's because, I mean, to make a good comedy, obviously it's got to be edgy, just like good stand up and stuff too. It's got to be edgy. Do you think directors nowadays are maybe too afraid to push boundaries? They don't want to be they don't want to offend people and then maybe be blacklisted or whatever.
I know when the first Joker came out, Todd Phillips had said that he didn't feel comfortable making comedies anymore because of that reason. I don't know. I feel like well, I can't think of any like big comedies that were like.
No. When was the last time you saw like a huge comedy?
Yeah, I feel like it's coming. I feel like it's coming back though.
You think so?
I feel like it's always a pendulum, and
oh yeah,
it's
for sure.
It's going to come back.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I hadn't really thought of that. I can't think of any like huge comedies.
Because like for me, you have to push boundaries to make great comedy, and obviously when you're pushing boundaries, you're gonna offend people. And I'm not saying offending people with shit that you shouldn't be saying, but you're gonna offend people, just collateral damage from being funny. So I always felt like that was, I didn't hear that Todd Phillips interview, but I felt like that's gotta be a thing. And I totally get it. I don't want to write these edgy jokes and then be like canceled, right. After the movie comes out. I totally get the fear.
Yeah. Thinking of like things that made me laugh. It's like,
Simon
Companion made me laugh, but that wasn't really a comedy. I mean,
it did have some good. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When was the last time you saw a full-on comedy? Like a full-on comedy movie, like a new release. I think for me, honestly, I think it was Step Brothers in 2008. I don't know if I've seen one since
in
then.
the theater. I mean, there have been like some great comedies.
Yeah, I'm sure there have been.
I thought the Weird Al.
Oh yeah,
that was really good. Yeah,
I thought that was great, but I think that debuted on streaming. I'm not sure.
I didn't see that.
Roku, I think.
I don't think it really even played theaters.
It was pretty good though. The weird movie.
I
highly recommend it.
Yeah, it's just it's the life of it's music biofilm, the life of Weird Al, but he's doing it as a parody of music biofilms.
Oh, okay. I love Weird Al. I'm a fan for sure.
So he's making fun of himself. So
Yeah,
it's and the genre. So
which
it's
is a
kind
very
of
Weird Al thing to do, right?
it's like his Walk Hard. Have you seen Walk Hard? The
I
Diddy
love
Kong
Walk
Show?
Hard. Yeah,
It's like
It's great.
Weird Al doing that,
Oh, is it really? I didn't know
and
that.
then having it star himself,
That's
or
clever.
not himself, because
Yeah,
it's what's his face playing him, but
yeah. The character of himself.
yeah,
Documenting his torrid affair with Madonna, and
yeah.
That's awesome.
and then she's a
Um,
drug lord.
That's awesome.
but it's like he's doing it like I'm the absolute shit. I'm incredible, and I'm gonna make my own music bio movie about myself to show how amazing I am. And then that's kind of the joke. So it's
That's
kind of
clever. I dig
it's
it.
kind
Yeah.
of it's kind of meta in that way. You have to imagine that he's like making fun of people that, or at least produce their own music bio films, and make the band seem more important than they are.
Oh yeah, of course. Which is a lot of them, you know.
Yeah, even down to like the scene where they come up with My Bologna, like it's so
Yeah, and that's a perfect parody of that type of scene.
Like a snapshot in history, like a great moment in time.
right.
It's like this scene where the band, how they write a song,
Like the
someone,
Beatles or something.
yeah, John says, "Boy, we had a hard day last night," and and then they're like,
Oh.
Oh,
and then Ringo's like, "Wait a second, there's a song." It's that scene, so he does a parody of that.
Like a light bulb scene.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
and then I mentioned it to you, Eli, but the Hundreds of Beavers.
Yeah, I still really want to see that.
That's not anything
Scott saw
like.
it too, I think, right? You said it was
I
awesome.
did
Yeah.
watch it. Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, both you guys have said it was awesome now.
But like people absolutely hate that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've seen people say that there's no humor in it whatsoever.
Wow. It's funny, yeah, it's just subjective, I guess. I haven't seen it yet, but it's subjective humor, What's funny
Tom,
to somebody is not funny to another guy at all,
If you hadn't recommended it, I probably would have ducked out after like 5 minutes, because the opening, like the whole thing with the Applejack, I was like, what the fuck is this? No. I was like, oh, Tom said it's good. I'll hang in there. And then within like 15 minutes, I was like, oh, this is awesome.
I would say like it like gains momentum. Like it starts off. It doesn't start off great. I think like it could be edited better, or they could even have taken some gags out, because the pacing feels weird. Like it's sort of, you're waiting around for a while before the plot to actually kick in, and then it just keeps going rapid fire after that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Was it Tom? Was it you that compared that to, or was it me? That compared that to Everything Everywhere All at Once, where it's like, yeah, it kind of just goes and it's kind of relentless, and for some people that's kind of like just it's over, like sensory overload.
I think you said that.
Oh, okay, maybe it was me. It was like, is it kind of like this? And you're like, yeah, it is kind of like that, I guess. With a just
in that it's like this throwing shit in,
yeah,
rapid fire, when after every gag we can come up with it for this premise. So there's actually a good comparison, and I like everything, whatever the fuck.
I know. I don't even know if I said it right the first time.
I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot, just because of that. It just a bunch of random shit, but that's fine.
Movies like that, though, I will admit, though, I do sometimes feel like, all right, man, this is just relentless. Like, maybe I need a break, but I get it. All right, I get both sides. Yeah, because I love that movie, and I did feel that at one point. I was like, man, this movie is just it just grabs you, and it just doesn't let go at one point. But it's fun.
Yeah, who I think like the Judd Apatow style comedies were the last big comedies in Hollywood comedies and movie theaters. I wasn't
Early
not really
2000s.
Other than I like Superbad a lot.
Yeah.
But the other ones I didn't really care for that much.
I like 40-Year-Old Virgin
was all right.
Yeah, I like that one.
But then he did Funny People and
I like Funny People.
And I didn't like Trainwreck that much with what's her face.
Didn't see that.
That's like the last in terms of like big. There's comedies here and there that come out
Yeah.
that are really good, but they're usually like some British comedy or something offbeat.
Yeah, indie comedy or something smaller scale. At least that I've seen. Yeah, smaller level stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever happened to Judd Apatow? Not that I care. I'm over that stuff too. But
Yeah, I don't know.
it was this huge. He had just like this empire. It was like every comedy that came out it was like either Judd Apatow or like he produced it or he had a hand in somehow. Like, I think it got old. I think I don't know. I think a lot of people got tired of that scene. Some of
And
it was
then
good though.
I still just because I was a huge fan in the '90s, but I still watch the Kevin Smith movies.
Oh yeah, love them.
Uh,
I
Have you
love
seen
even
the
what
new
he's
well,
done
one?
later
but
on.
Have you
Clerks,
seen the
Clerks
was it the
3,
430 movie or whatever?
the what?
The 430 movie?
Oh yeah, did that come out yet?
I don't even
Yeah,
know.
yeah, it's
I
out.
just heard
I heard
about
it sucks. I haven't heard much good about it, unfortunately.
I think I'm done with after the Jay and Silent Bob and the Clerks 3. I think I've had enough Kevin Smith
Oh,
for a lifetime.
yeah. I mean, the reboot, not great. Clerks 3, I'm going to quote Red Letter Media because Jay said when they were reviewing it, he goes, I don't want to call it pathetic, but I think I just did. And that's
Yeah.
exactly how I felt about it.
Yeah.
It was like, he made a movie about making clerks, but he already made that movie, which was Zack and Miri Make a Porno. And then I guess it tied into his, I mean, I know his dad died of a heart attack and that was part of it. And, I don't want to minimize his personal pain, but I thought Clerks 3 was a pile of shit. I fucking hated it.
I've been avoiding it.
I've never said that about a Kevin Smith movie. Like I've been an apologist for a while. Like even if I didn't like it, I was like, well, it was interesting. But yeah, Clerks 3 was garbage. So
yeah, I've been avoiding it after you told me when it came out. It was just kind of brought me down and just made me not want to see it and put myself through that. I'll probably watch it.
I mean, and even beyond, it is a downer. It's just a downer movie.
I'm just not. That's not what I want from Clerks. I mean, they've always had downer moments, but not. I don't want to hold downer.
And usually I'm a staunch defender of anybody I'm a fan of, and I was that with Kevin Smith for a long time. I was an apologist, and finally got to a point where I was like, no.
Yeah, you can't.
This will not stand.
At some point, you. Okay, yeah. What about? Did you like Red State? Because I loved Red State.
Yeah, well, I think Red State is really good. I like Red State.
Yeah.
Other than the ending,
the ending was dumb. Yeah.
The second ending,
the animated one.
No, that's like the courtroom scene.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I thought that was really bad, but other than that, I really like the movie.
Yeah, I even like Tusk.
I haven't seen it.
I don't like Tusk, but I respect it. I guess.
I watched Yoga Hosers for like 20 minutes and I turned it off.
It sucks.
Seen that either.
But I've seen most of his movies.
Yeah. He's a great man. He's done some great stuff. I guess with some creatives, it that dries up eventually.
Yeah. I mean, with music, it tends to be from your 20s to your 30s as your prime, and then
you know why that is? Because fucking life sucks.
Yeah.
The older you get, the more jaded you get, and you don't have as much passion. I don't know. No, maybe not.
I'm not judging. I'm just saying, like, it tends to be what it's like, How many bands do you like that their seventh album is your favorite?
Yeah, or albums when they're 50.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but it's rare. But that's another topic.
Another topic. Or think of directors that were. I mean, there's directors that were kind of consistent.
But then you have
where they directed like similar kind of types of movies.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too.
So that they were, like John Cassavetes or something, or Eric Romer.
And then you have Toby Hooper
Yeah.
on the other
Mhm.
side of that,
That's kind of why, like, when I heard Tarantino say, he only wanted to do 10 movies, my initial reaction was like, no, keep going. And then I sort of understood what he was saying. Like,
Yeah. I only
I don't
have
want
it
to
in
be
me.
hanging around because I'm
Yeah.
Tarantino making movies.
He
Mhm.
specifically said that was why in an interview, that these older directors, they make shitty movies
Yeah.
once they hit 70 or
Yeah.
65.
I mean, I haven't seen Megalopolis.
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
I've heard it's not amazing.
I think it's at least interesting.
Oh, have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it in the theater.
Oh, okay.
I paid to see it. The funny thing is that if you've seen The Brutalist, it's like
I haven't seen that either. It's too long.
it's like The Brutalist, but wacky and partially shitty and random.
Okay.
But the fact that it was made is pretty cool, and it's pretty inspiring. The fact that he forked over so much of his own money. The fact that
didn't he put like
believed
200
in it.
million of his own money into it?
He believed, yeah.
120 million or something.
That's a fuckload of money. So he believed in it. So I respect that. But yeah, I haven't seen it.
To me, the biggest problem is just the plot, because it's all about an architect. He's like a genius architect, but they never explain why. Basically, they explain it. He has like this magic substance, and that just makes him genius. And then so it's like
that sounds so
the plot
stupid.
is like we're supposed to let this guy build the city because he's a genius, because like they don't explain why this guy, what's so special about this.
I wonder if there's like an Elon Musk comparison going on there.
I don't know, but it's like not really. It's you're just supposed to accept that we're supposed to let this guy build the city.
Yeah, just because he
because we'll have
magic dust.
We'll have utopia if he does it.
Yeah, and there's so many good actors involved, and which sometimes makes for a mess. But there's a lot of talent involved. I mean, big names, and maybe too many big names for a movie, but.
Yeah, but that to me is just like a fundamental problem with it.
Yeah,
because it's like an old, it's kind of an old. He's kind of going for an old school Hollywood, like 1950s type of drama, and you see that similar problem with some of those.
Yeah,
where you have this character that everybody's talking about is this incredible guy, but you never see why.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah. How was The Brutalist? I love Adrian Brody. I love A24. A lot of what they've done. I don't know a whole lot about it, and I thought that runtime was daunting, so I've been waiting on that one.
It is one of my favorite movies of the year.
Oh, okay.
It is. It's just Megalopolis done really well.
Really well.
And it is old fashioned, like an old fashioned 50 style, but in the third act, they really change it up and break with that.
Okay. And I probably would have seen it by now, but like in my circles of movie fans and stuff, nobody was talking about it. So like I didn't have that push other than, I like Adrian Brody, I like A24, maybe some other stuff, but nobody in my circle was talking about it. So I just, I would have probably seen it.
And it's padded because there's like, I don't know if you've seen like a lot of these, like Lawrence of Arabia, or
I don't watch a lot of movies like that from that time period, I'll be honest.
But it's padded in terms of there's like the opening score and an intermission.
Wow.
And there's a long end credits. So it's really like half an hour of fluff.
Shaved off, yeah.
In there. So it's really like a 3-hour movie.
When I do watch it though, I'm going to do it right. Like I'm going to, obviously calm down, carve out the time, do it right. That way, because some movies like that, like I'll watch the first time, I'm like, I fucking hated this, and then I realized like it was just too long. I didn't watch it correctly. I was distracted, people, my phone was ringing, or my fucking dog was bugging me, my son was bugging me. So a movie like that, yeah, I'm gonna try and do it right. Also, Simon, I don't think I said anything about a second Tusk film, but if I did, I don't recall. No, maybe actually, shit. I think there might be a second one. I don't know. I recommend Tusk though. I think it's fun, but a lot of people don't like it, so I might be full of shit. I love R.I.P. Michael Parks. I think maybe that's why I like it. I think I just like Michael Parks a lot.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, and he's a
he's
a lunatic in this movie. Yeah, it's awesome.
All right. Somebody's cat. Midnight never. I saw him move around, but he never did anything. Oh,
I know.
That's a pretty cat.
He's beautiful. Show her what he got. Yeah,
I agree.
Look at the fur, man. Is he a Maine Coon or a?
No.
No.
He's just a big old fuzzy cat.
Yeah. He's got that look to him, He's got the Maine Coon look.
Yeah.
We can't keep up. He hates getting brushed, so we can't keep up. So we get snarled, then we have to shave him, and then it grows out, and then rinse repeat. But he's the sweetest little guy. He comes in the morning and waits for my alarm to go off, and then when I turn my alarm off, he just touches me on the face. Like, Daddy. He's just such a sweet little boy. There's
some kittens over by my girlfriend's work that we might go and rescue because they've been hanging out there a couple of days, and she said they look definitely homeless, so we might go try and capture them. They're pretty small. They're like size of a potato maybe, so they're pretty young. I haven't seen the mom, so it looks, I don't know, it bums me out to see them out there. Yeah. And I might keep one if we do it, because I haven't had a cat in a long time, and I love cats. So if we do that, I might keep one, or maybe I'll keep two or something.
Would Louis be okay with that?
Yeah, that's debatable. He'd be okay with it. I don't know if they'd be okay with it though. He loves cats, but he's
okay, cool.
Yeah, but I think he would just be so overbearing on them. So I'd have to think about it, or I thought I'd bring him home, and if it didn't work out, I could rehome them. Find a home for them. Yeah. But yeah. Oh, and by the way, Simon, before we go, yes, I brought that up real quick. The Tusk 2, I guess. Kevin Smith has confirmed it, but he also said it was going to come out last year. So who knows?
That's another thing that turned me off Kevin Smith, is his constant announcing of projects that never happened.
Yeah.
I mean, Mallrats 2, and I think he's announced that like 3 times.
Because he's got the money and the means to make it happen. So it's like, don't tell us things if you're not going to do it for sure.
Well, then there was the thing. I don't know if you guys how close you guys followed Kevin Smith. I was kind of like a huge stalker fan for a while. He announced he was doing this movie, and then it became a TV series called Hit Somebody, which was based on the Mitch album Warren Zevon song. It was supposed to be like a hockey show / movie about like a goon, like in the 70s or something. And then he wanted to cast Sean William Scott for it.
That'd be cool.
And then this went on for a year. And then Sean William Scott ended up being in another movie called The Goon, another hockey movie.
Yeah, The Goon.
And Kevin Smith was super pissed off that, oh my God, I wanted him in my hockey movie, and then he went and did this other hockey movie, and fuck him. And well, meanwhile, Kevin Smith's movie never fucking happened. So he's one of these guys. He gets like the germ of an idea, and then he announces it like it's going to happen, and then it never happens. So,
imagine if Sean William Scott had starred in 2 different Hockey Goon movies.
Oh my God! Can you imagine?
How confusing would that?
Hollywood would have set on fire.
Yeah.
All right.
And
That would have been like who's on first, trying to explain. The
it
funniest.
was like I was into the cult of personality of Kevin Smith, and then there was that, and then after Red State, I don't even remember who the actor was, but Ben Affleck cast somebody who was in Red State in his next movie and didn't talk to Kevin about it. And Kevin was super mad.
Really? Oh,
like he owned this fucking actor, and he and Ben Affleck were friends, and but I don't know what's going on between them. But he was all mad that Ben Affleck stole his actor, and I was like, oh, so you're kind of a bitch, right? Like kind of like a petty little bitch.
So once Kevin Smith has worked with an actor, you don't get to use them anymore unless you
own them, I guess.
Ask him first. Okay.
I don't know. It was. I guess it was a lesson for me. Like, don't
have
any heroes. Like,
I know.
Everyone's kind of a piece of shit when you get down to it. And
I know. Unfortunately, you're not wrong. I mean, it's happened to me numerous times where it's like, God damn it, man! If I worship this guy for years and he's a piece of he's a douchebag. Like, I think sometimes, it's sad, but I think sometimes we paint a picture of someone in our heads of what we think they are, and they aren't that person.
Right.
They might have shades of it, but I guess at the end of the day, we're all kind of shitty. Or we all fuck up.
It's almost better to be like a fan of Varg because you know he's a piece of shit. But you don't have any.
I like Varg because he's honest.
There's no sketch math with
right.
Varg.
No.
Like maybe he had a session bassist that was a Nazi.
Yeah.
Does that count? Like
no.
You know where you stand. You know where you stand.
No, it's pretty straightforward with him.
Yeah. There's no like, I don't know, man. He says some weird things. Do you think he's really into it? No, he's into it. Yeah.
Some of the things he says, I think he might not like Jews.
Yeah. He has some of his history facts really wrong.
He wants to live on a Jewless island. Is that problematic? Yes.
Only for him, not for the rest of us.
All right, I think I'm going to call it because I didn't want to go over 2 hours.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we babbled a long time. Sorry, man.
I will mention this random fact because I mentioned the two competing. There could have been two competing Goon movies.
Oh yeah.
So you guys know Canon Films, Golan and Globus, the two Israeli producers. When they split up, Golan produced a film called Lambada: The Forbidden Dance. I might have this flipped, but it doesn't matter. And then Globus produced a film called The Forbidden Dance is Lambada.
Oh my god! What?
They came out on the same day.
Oh my god!
Holy shit! No way!
You can look this up: Lambada, The Forbidden Dance, and The Forbidden Dance is Lambada.
I knew there were two, but I didn't know they were the same day.
Only Canon would do this.
We could have had Goon starring Sean William Scott, and then
The Goon.
Starring Sean William Scott come out on the same day.
On the same day. Oh, that'd be amazing.
Be awesome. That would be awesome. Which one? I was watching Goon the other day. Oh yeah, I love that movie where Sean William Scott does. No, not that one. What? The Goon. I believe The Goon is the superior film of the two. Personally, Sean William Scott sold out on Goon.
Yeah, it'd be weird. Like you hate one and then love the other.
One's great and the other one's just terrible.
Yeah. All right. So I think I'm going to try this hidden gem train of thought with picking these movies. At least try this for now. But the problem is some of these you can't find anywhere. So I'm going to have to look this up tomorrow, and then but the movie I wanted to pick. So you mentioned comedy, so this is to me a hidden gem comedy. Do you guys know who Takeshi Kitano is? Beat Takeshi.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
He have you seen Battle Royale?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's the teacher in Battle Royale
Oh, okay.
of the
He
class.
was like a wrestling manager too, wasn't he?
He was most famously as he did a lot of things, but most famously a stand-up comedian in Japan, and director. Is it Most Extreme Challenge? Is the TV show or whatever that?
Oh yeah, that was a great show. Yeah.
That's him in it.
Oh, okay.
The original version of the show.
Oh, cool.
So he has a very obscure comedy that is very funny and not politically correct. It's the movie is from 1994, and it is called Getting Any? Question mark. Have you guys seen this movie?
Not
No.
me.
It's just a movie about a guy, a loser trying to get laid,
That's
and
awesome.
that's it.
I'm
That's
down.
and he goes to the most ridiculous lengths to try to get laid that you will ever see. I have like a Chinese DVD of it. So I'll have to. I don't know that it's really available to watch anywhere.
Okay.
Shit.
So I'm gonna rip a
can rip it.
copy
Yeah.
and send it, and research if it's available. I don't know. But it's honestly one of my favorite comedies, and it's not a movie that I don't think has ever been released in the U.S. because he had his movies have played theatrically in the U.S. They're mostly, or the ones that have played in the U.S. and gotten releases are mostly his gangster films.
Okay.
And this is just a straight comedy.
Did he do like Yakuza stuff?
Yeah,
Like,
so he
Okay.
directed and he stars in some or a lot of them Yakuza movies. So that's kind
Yeah.
of what he's known for in America. Are his Yakuza movies like well, Violent Cop is like his Dirty Harry,
Violent
and
Cop. That's a great name.
and then but then there's like Fireworks is one where he plays a gangster. Boiling Point is more comedic. Brother with
So
Omar
you said he
Epps.
was a stand-up comedian too?
But that's what he's famous for
Most known for.
in Japan.
Oh, okay. That's cool. So he's so a
And
natural in comedy.
he actually stars in a Famicom game.
Famicom.
Yeah, this would be something to talk about. Famicom, obviously, the Japanese version of the original Nintendo system.
Yeah. The family computer.
Yeah, they whatever company came to him to design a game, and he hates video games, and so he wanted to design a game that kids wouldn't want to play, so they would go outside. So he intentionally like made the most annoying game. I think it's like Takeshi's Castle. Might be the name.
That's awesome.
That's something I can bring up. It's actually really funny.
That's awesome.
But anyway, so that's what I'll pick is Getting Any by Takeshi Kitano, 1994.
Hell yeah, I love the idea of it.
And I'll send along a copy tomorrow. I'll figure that out.
This isn't obscure at all, but I wanted to nominate my favorite movie of all time, Streets of Fire.
I like it. Yeah,
I love
I'm
Streets of Fire. We can just talk because in the intro, before we can just talk about whatever. So we can talk about Streets of Fire. I have the soundtrack. I have the 4K. I love Streets of Fire.
Scott sent me a copy not that long ago, a year ago, and I dug it a lot. So I only have just seen it. Yeah, maybe not less than a year. I loved it.
Yeah, I actually saw that on TV as a kid.
And I'm not a big musical guy, but it's fun. It's a fun movie.
Yeah, it's really fun. Yeah, so we can talk about that too. That's fine. But I like this idea because Eli, we had gone back and forth like what I should do on the show, and I think maybe bring out some hidden gem movies.
Yeah.
But then the
Yeah.
problem is going to be people are going to be like, I have no way to see this.
That's a good point. Yeah.
But
We could still do it though. I mean, they could maybe it's never impossible. You could Scott Meta fell out. Who knows? Is there like I wonder if there are any copies available like on eBay or something, like bootlegs.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Yeah. And either way, I think it sounds fun. I'm down, for the
It's got laughs.
yeah.
Sorry, my internet went out for a second.
Yeah, I
That's
figured
okay.
you fell off.
All right, so yeah, so and Chris had something else to do tonight, so I'll send out an email tomorrow with information, and then whoever wants to join next week, I'll
Cool.
probably do the same time. Unless there's like a conflict with somebody, I can move it
Cool.
around.
I should be good.
All right. Thanks for everybody watching. Thank you, Simon. I think he's asleep.
Yeah.
Or trying to sleep.
Trying to sleep.
James. All right. Thank you, guys. We went over.
Thanks for
That's
inviting
fine.
me. It was fun.
You're right. I think this worked out better. I still have to figure out Restream because they have a limit on video clips, which I just found out. So
Oh shit.
I couldn't play all the clips that I wanted,
Oh.
but I'll figure out a workaround.
Oh, okay.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. I'll be back next week, next Saturday night, and I appreciate you guys coming on. And
Hell yeah.
we kill all posers.
Yeah.
Fuck
Triple
Burger King.
Yeah.
triple
fuck 'em.
fist bumps all around.
Oh, there we go. Bullet Club for life.
Yo, yo, yo.
For life.
All right.
Oh wait, not live anymore. I wanted to wear a
I'll-
cancel.
I'll end
I want to
it.
wear a canceled shirt for you.
All right.
I had to wear the Rich Evans.
Oh, nice. I didn't even see it.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rich Evans.
Yeah. Shout. Yeah. He's watching. I'm sure. He's
Yeah,
he's a fan.
yeah, I'm sure.